Hello guys, welcome back to the channel where certain gods may not live through me filming this video. Long story short, Odin has been very heavily being the trickster. And now he's in the corner pretending he didn't stage a coup. Several coups, in fact, and he's like, I didn't do nothing. Uh-huh. I've noticed all tricksters that once they really get caught and the other gods finally fight back, because they fought back this morning in a dream, the trickster will go off in the corner and look at the floor like they didn't do anything. The other gods just had enough. They weren't even mad because most of my gods are tricksters. They were just like, no, you are way too nice with him because he does. I say this with the greatest of respect, but a lot of trickster gods are essentially toddlers. They're the gods that never grew up, so they're the gods that if you took them to McDonald's, they don't want anything, but the moment you sit down with your food, they're starving and they want all of your food. They're the gods that throw temper tantrums because you didn't buy them this toy, and that's just like a metaphor, but you know what I mean? They don't know what they want. They don't know why they do what they do. And he kept staging this coup, and I was miserable. I'm like, fine, you can have whatever you want. I'm tired of fighting with you. Fine. B2. This morning, the other gods are like, oh no. Oh no. And Lou was one of the ones that fought back, and Lou's like, oh no, this is my territory too. And I think it's just his adjustment period, because Loki can get like that too. So it makes sense now. I don't want to tell anybody, but Odin kept presenting it as a fox as well. So I've got a red fox scruffed in this hand, and I've got a silver fox scruffed in this hand. They're both actually red foxes. One's just melanistic. No one's going to pay you 500 or so for a gray fox. And I've got two bad little foxes, and they're both looking at the ground like, I didn't do anything. In the dream, these two gods were rather friendly. Shut up, Loki. I'm sure they can read subtext. And I was like, okay. Not sure where this is coming from, but it involved me being trapped, kind of, and I realized it was like a liberation thing, and there was a wall involved, a short wall, not a political one. And I am stumbling back to my room, and I'm living with these two gods in a hotel. I don't know, man. And they're two different gods, so I knew one was Loki and one was Odin. And I'm like, oh, the other gods are staging a rebellion. How very pleasant. I know one was Lou, and the other one was one of the girls. It was very interesting. And I'm like, okay. And I just was like, they're tired. They're tired. They've had enough. They're going to show they can do things too, and they're going to show they can show up in dreams and do whatever too, and they had enough. And after I woke up from the dream, at first I was like, Loki and Odin were being so demanding. I thought it was those two at first, and then I was like, no, that was Lou. I know what Lou looks like, and that was, I don't know if it was Freya or Aphrodite, God's only know. But it was somebody, and my two looked kind of contrite because for some reason my gods always use a symbolism that love and food go together. I'm sure that's something they've taught a lot of people, that love and food go together. And the first two gods had given me like a huge amount of takeout to take back to the room, and I don't know. So it was interesting, and I was like, how do these things happen to me in dreams? And was it Loki that answered the door? Because Loki and Odin will actually use the same exact look with me, and they'll look like twins. Remember when we thought I had a certain Irish figure around? And now I don't know if I had that Irish figure because it's one of Odin's preferred forms with me, and it's one of Loki's preferred forms, and they won't tell me which god I'm dealing with, that they're really tall, and they dress all in black, and they're skinny. And they have this black curly hair and these gold eyes like a cat or a fox. And they just have that male model pissed off with you look on their face perpetually. And they're really beautiful and they're really attractive, which is why I thought they were one of the she, but they're not. It's just either Loki or Odin. And that's not said about that. I feel this pride back here, like, yeah, she said I'm attractive, ha! So yeah, they're being naughty. And the gods that stage a coup now are looking at the ground like, I didn't do anything. Uh-huh. Tricksters are bad. They'll all do it. The other ones usually don't cause me any trouble. But they'll stage a coup too. They'll all do it from time to time. They all want your attention. It's gotta be hard on them because we literally have access to information about every god humans are aware of. Plus, random gods that existed and were lost in time can just walk up to people. There was a article I liked, and I can't remember anything else from it, but it was talking about, you know, how do you deal with stuff like you're talking to gods and everything, and then, you meet this girl called Sally who lives in a tree and claims she's from Jupiter. So it's obviously some kind of spirit you're dealing with, but you don't know what you're dealing with. With me, it will probably be one of my tricksters. Because Legba has been awfully good lately. Awfully good. And I had noticed that most of the voodoo on Loa had really pulled back really super far, and they were letting the Norse gods and Greek gods trump all around. I'm due for an invasion. I'm due for an invasion. That's what I'm due for. And I noticed Inari had just popped out of existence like Inari had never existed, and then little foxy snout kept popping in and out. And of course, Odin, to get what Odin wants, claims he's every other god you have. And you never know if he's lying to you or telling you the truth. Basically, if his mouth is open, he's lying, but look, he's like, yep, pretty much. So they're almost like twins, and Loki's told me that they're twins. Not literal twins, but he refers to him and his brother as twins. And he says, I ever tell you I'm twins? Lately, he's been telling me, let me tell you the wonderful story of how I'm triplets. And I'm like, oh, Jesus, no. So he's just up to something. And they're not sorry because they got what they wanted and they were bad and they were naughty. And it's healthy trickster behavior. It's not, we did this to be mean. It's, we did this because we're tricksters and we're literally going to trick you all the time, even though we love you. It's not like the trickster hangs up the trickster coat and sits down and becomes a perfectly well-behaved deity. It's in their nature. They can't help it. It's like when you have a lot of underworld deities around, they're not going to make you sick and they're certainly not going to kill you, but they do have a habit of accidentally killing other things in your house. Not like people or animals or anything. But when I was working real heavily with La Santa, I would notice like clocks would just stop. Like you would put fresh batteries in them. If it would be anywhere in the vicinity of her altar, like within an hour, the batteries would be dead. And you come in and look at them and she'd just be like, I do nothing. You're literally death. I know you can't help it. So that's what happens. So I hope you guys are having a good Sunday. It's going to warm up. It's going to get really warm, kind of like in the 40s. Then it's going to go to days where it's like 7 or 14, and then it's going to go to a day where it's 50. So we're debating whether or not we want to ever try to adventure out. We'll see. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.